over there?
Looking.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Mitra, are you taking video then, or are you just going to stay on my live text? Or chopper? Okay. I don't see anybody standing by here to come over and talk. So just so you're aware. Yeah, well, let me just let you know about parents. There are a number of parents who are waiting here. In fact, yes, they've been told to go to the east parking lot of Armstrong High School just nearby here. But folks that I have talked to, some have talked with their students who were inside here this morning. Others have not, and so are waiting. There's a couple of buses back here, presumably for some of those students as they come out and then to be transferred down to Armstrong High School. But one parent I talked to this morning, she has a 7th grader, a 12-year-old inside the building, and according to his recollection of what happened here this morning, he says it was just after advisory. He was in an 8th grade hallway when he said he heard about 4 pops, turned around to look, and that's when he did notice some smoke up in the hallway, up in the air there. And he ran to get out. His mom tells me that he was slightly injured just as he was trampled, really, to get out of this school here. As of right now, we have not gotten that confirmed from police. We are all set up here to hear from police and possibly the superintendent or the principal of Plymouth Middle School here, but this scene is very, very active. Lots of firefighters, lots of police as well.
Well, a lot of police tape being put up around the perimeter of the school right now. You mentioned here that parents are being directed to the Armstrong East lot. There's a number of parents that are waiting outside the school here, others presumably down in that lot. One of our photographers did talk to a parent and a couple of students a little bit ago, and those students told our photographer that they did hear several gunshots in the building, and what they were hearing is that the gun was fired into a ceiling. None of that has been confirmed as of yet. Again, we're waiting for the police chief, and we're told either the superintendent or the principal, perhaps both, will be addressing the media here shortly. But yeah, shots fired this morning inside this middle school, 6th through 8th grade here. And parents now coming to get their kids. Some parents I just spoke to out here a little upset because they said they did not get a notification from the school. They first heard about this through either other parents or directly from their students calling them from the school. One parent said he did get an email, but it was well after he'd already heard about it directly from students in the school. So a little upset about that. But again, awaiting a news conference here with the school district and the police chief to get more information. But again, what we've heard is nobody injured in this, but certainly a lot of frayed nerves around this as well as to what happened and why, and where they go from here. But we'll bring you that news conference as it happens. Should be in minutes. Tim, back to you.
Check 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
You want to start? Sure. We'll start together.
Spell your first and last name.
Perfect. We all ready to begin? All right. Good morning, everybody. Before we begin, I'll say my name. It's Eric Fadden, E-R-I-K, F-A-D-D-E-N is my last name. I am the Public Safety Director and Chief of Police for the City of Plymouth. With me is
Dr. Stephanie Barrage, S-T-E-P-H-A-N-I-E, B-U-R-R-A-G-E.
Let Lori know. Okay.
Superintendent of Schools of Robbinsdale Area Schools.
I'll begin, and then Dr. Barrage will talk about our efforts right now in taking care of the students here at Plymouth Middle School. At approximately 8:44 a.m. this morning, here at Plymouth Middle School, located at 10111 36th Avenue, our officers heard what they recognize as gunshots within the building. They reported, they responded within the hallway. No injuries were reported. One person was taken into custody inside the building. We are not looking for any additional suspects at this time. Plymouth Middle School is currently in lockdown. Parents are being directed to the reunification point that we've established at neighboring Armstrong High School in the east parking lot. The address at Armstrong High School is 10635 36th Avenue North here in Plymouth. Currently, this incident is under investigations. Robbinsdale Area Schools and our department will we will continue to update you as developments continue throughout the morning.
Thank you.
I'll turn it over to Dr. Barrage.
Thank you. And I just want to thank our families, our staff. They have been amazing. The police chiefs, they have just been so supportive for all that you have done. As he shared, we did have an unfortunate situation today. Anytime that there is a gun in a school, it puts all of our kids in jeopardy of not feeling safe at schools. And I just want to thank, again, everyone that has assisted in this process. We have made sure that we have tried to give information through our social media channels for our families and our staff. We have sent out information. We just sent out a letter to our parents to let them know everything that is happening. Please make sure you go to our website to get up-to-date information, or look through our social media channels as well to get information. We are trying to make sure we get students to the families that want to pick their kids up. Right now, we are feeding our students. We are spending time with our students to make sure that they are safe. We called our district crisis team in place, and they were Johnny on the spot. I call them our A team. They started working with our students. And again, our teachers, our staff here at Plymouth are amazing because they have been helping to keep your children safe during this time. We will do all that we can to over-communicate and give you the information that you need. I did have a parent call in that texted me and said, hey, the information got out first. Yes, with social media channels, kids start texting their parents right away and information moves. But we're trying to make sure that you had up-to-date information and correct information so that you had everything that we had in place to give you. Again, I can't begin to thank you enough for your patience and to help us as we work through this process. It's not a fun day for anyone that has to manage a gun in a school, but we all work together and we will make sure that we have a positive outcome from this incident today. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to add real quick that there will be a visible police presence here throughout much of the day. Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is graciously assisting with the investigation and the processing of the scene. Sheriff Hutchinson, I don't know if you have any words that you want to say at all.
Sure, I sure will. Thank you, Chief. Sure. Again, I just got up here and was briefed from the Chief. He's doing an excellent job. This is the kind of thing we need the community to come out. And thank God there's a school resource officer there to handle and de-escalate the situation so nobody was hurt. These are the days we have to come together as community. We have to make sure that we are protected in our schools. Regardless of what some people say, they're important. Again, this is the best resolution that could have happened today. No loss of life. Hopefully we can educate our students that this is not what we do, and we can move forward and be more peaceful. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, Chief, was this someone inside the school, outside the school? Was it a student? Describe who had the weapon.
Yes, it was a single person from within inside the school. And Dr. Barrage, do you want to talk about whether or not it was a student or not?
It was a student who was in our school, and so we will always work through our student handbook as we use our disciplinary process as we manage this situation. We do not get to, that is a data privacy, so we can't share that.
Can you say if anything was said while the shooting was happening? A number of kids reported that there was something said that.
And during this, as you know, during this time, we can't share what was said because the student has, all students, it's an ongoing investigation, so we have to make sure that all information is worked on through this investigation.
What does the school resource officer do? Can you explain that interaction?
Sure. So I can say when any incident happens at a school, as we have SROs, school resource officers here on site, they work with our schools immediately. So we had someone here on site that was able to assist us. When I say immediately, because they were here. They were able to then to call for support. We did the same. District office, we could put staff from throughout the district to come assist. Again, our district crisis team was here immediately. So as the SRO was here, they were then able to secure our schools, which is why we did go into a lockdown, and they have secured our schools to make sure that the kids are safe. And once the police come on, get to the site, then we are secured, and then we work with them.
Did the school resource officer meet up with the student in the hallway, or what was that connection?
The first person on site was a staff member, and at that point, then the school resource officer was here to assist.
The sheriff said the word de-escalate.
Mm-hmm.
Does that indicate that this was intentional, or was it an accident?
At this point, I can't give you that information. It's an ongoing investigation. Yeah.
What information is that, sir?
I can talk about
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
take
know.
it.
He knows more than that.
I,
We don't.
I have no information whether or not that was said at this point. As we have mentioned a couple times, I mean, this really is in the early stages of the investigation. Once our police department and our officers and our sheriff's deputies from Hennepin County and local agencies arrived here, and we were able to confirm that the school is safe and that we're not looking for anybody else, our focus as a bigger group is to maintain getting the students safely out of the school as fast as we can and reunited, and making sure that we have everybody accounted for. Beyond that point, as the investigation continues to unfold, our detectives are meeting with witnesses within the building to have those conversations and hear about what happened. But at this point, obviously it'd be inappropriate for me to comment on any details that we're finding out, and candidly, I don't have any of those details at this point.
How many
Two
shots
questions.
fired, Chief?
2 questions.
Can I take it? You want
Yeah, if you want to take it,
I can
Dr.
take
Rush,
it.
yeah.
The incident happened in a hallway outside of a bathroom. There were a few kids who did witness the incident. It was literally a few kids who witnessed the incident. I'm going to say few kids witnessed the incident. And so I'm going to say again, any child that has to witness that at school, it's a challenging day.
How many shots were fired?
There were multiple shots that were fired.
Into a ceiling?
We don't know.
We don't know that, but
We're still
working through that, yes.
Chief,
Yeah.
can you tell us, 1, if you recovered a weapon, and 2, if any officers used any kind of force, lethal or non-lethal, in response to this?
There is a weapon that's been recovered from the scene here, and no, our officers have not had or were not forced to use any sort of force today. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Talk to the parent of the kid with the gun.
Our officers and school staff are in communication with family members of the person that we're speaking with. Yes.
Chief, if I could just add something.
Yeah.
Indication that something was going to happen here?
We
No, I think it's very, very important, especially for a community who suffered the last year or so, is to make sure the stuff you put out online is fact-checked. We don't know all the facts. As soon as we know, and the chief, one of the best chiefs in the metro, will get you the information as soon as it goes out to him. We cannot speculate like we've been doing on other things. We need to make sure our community is safe, and the chief and the school resource people are going to make that happen. But let's all be responsible for what we put on the internet. Fact check it, and as soon as we get the facts, I guarantee you, the chief will get that out to you. Because no, I just think we need a fact check, sir.
When will the students be allowed to leave the school
Yep.
and go down there? 'Cause I know there's many parents.
Many. Oh, let me say this, and I'm a parent, so I understand. I know parents want to get to their students. We are trying to get to that place right now, and I have to say this, what I do appreciate that took place, as the police were here, they secured the entire building. It takes a while to make sure that every area is safe. We needed to make sure that every student was accounted for so that there weren't kids hiding or that someone was in a place that wasn't safe. So it took us a while. I'm going to say again, thank you to our parents for being so patient, because I know this is a scary time for you, and we want to make sure that all kids are accounted for, again, fed, that they're in a good space as we send them back to their parents.
So quickly, if, and I'm speculating,
Sure.
but if it is that someone said Black lives don't matter, that really presents you with a challenge going forward. Can you talk about culture and equality and justice and what kind of messages that your school
I'm
tries
gonna
to put
I'm gonna
forward?
make this statement the best that I can. We are all living in tender times. And in tender times, I believe it does. We need to make sure we're having a lot of conversations. I send a lot of communication out to our families to make sure that we are all talking to our students, that we are talking and having good conversations. And good conversations to me are conversations when kids have questions. And we need to make sure that we keep our doors open for kids to ask us questions, and that we provide them the answers as they work through our lives that they're living right now. And I'm going to use that word again. We are living in tender times in our America, and we need to make sure that we are all working together to assist our kids. Thank you. Yeah. How many what? We have there were 725 students that were here in the building today, about 729.
And then some of the parents are, just real quick, were quite angry
Mm-hmm.
because they felt that they heard the messages from their children, and they felt it took a long time for the district to come through.
Yeah.
And I would like to have maybe for
Yeah.
them that answer.
Yep. And so I just shared with a group of parents, and I'm thanking parents for being patient. We are trying to make sure that everyone was secure and that your kids are safe. That's first and foremost. And so we are going to work right now to get the students to the parents so that they can and please be patient with us. I know we'll get them. We're going to get the kids to the parents as quickly that we can.
We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the number of staff.
And I'm going to get
How many staff? Do you know how many staff? That's the last question.
we probably have, I don't have the exact number to that, but we can get that to you. Yeah. Oh, let me say this. Learning is happening. We are still in school. I was with a group of kids that were with some teachers, so they were making sure that the kids were very active and that they were engaged. Thank you. It's still in session.
Why? Was that directed at students or was it directed at preschool staff?
And I can't give that because I don't know that at that time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to do another update today?
Maybe online.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, did you get news release?
I didn't
Thank
have
you. No,
the details.
thank you.
Yep. The police set this out. I'm just sharing it with you all. It kind of has some details. Anyone else need a news release?
Thank you.
Yeah.